Jay Park stared out the window of his small apartment, watching the bustling alien traffic of the interstellar trading station. The metallic walls seemed to close in around him, a constant reminder of his mounting financial troubles. Outside, strange ships docked and undocked, their sleek designs a sharp contrast to this cluttered living space. 3 months of unpaid rent hung over his head like a dark cloud. Krill, the station's most persistent landlord, had been sending increasingly aggressive communication requests. Each message grew more demanding, each tone more threatening. Jay knew he was walking a thin line between staying and being ejected into space. His workspace was a chaotic mix of electronic components, half-finished prototypes, and technical diagrams. Scattered papers covered most surfaces, with complex mathematical equations scribbled in hasty handwriting. To an untrained eye, it looked like complete mess. To Jai, it was organized chaos, the birthplace of potential innovation. The device he was working on wasn't just another random invention. It was something special. A compact energy conversion system that could potentially revolutionize power management for space stations. But potential meant nothing without practical demonstration. And right now, Jay was running out of time and resources. His previous job as a maintenance engineer had ended abruptly. A disagreement with station management about inefficient power systems had cost him his position. They called him difficult. He called himself forward-thinking. Now he was barely surviving, using his savings and occasional small-tech repairs to keep himself afloat. Krill was different from other landlords, a methodical creature with multiple eyes and an exoskeleton that shifted colors based on emotional states. The alien was known for strict enforcement of station regulations. No exceptions, no mercy. Jai had seen other tenants get ejected for far less significant violations. The communication panel on his wall blinked with another message. Krill's official seal pulsed in deep red, never a good sign. Jay knew this was likely the final warning before formal eviction proceedings would begin. His fingers traced the edges of his experimental device, wondering if it could possibly save him. What Krill and the station management didn't understand was that Jay wasn't just another tenant. He was an engineer with vision, someone who saw problems as opportunities. The power inefficiencies in this station were massive, and his device could potentially solve multiple infrastructure challenges. But vision meant nothing without proof, and proof required resources he currently didn't have. The station hummed around him, a complex ecosystem of different species, technologies, and interactions. Alien languages mixed with human communications, creating a constant background noise that most residents had learned to ignore. Jai, however, listened carefully. Every communication, every system interaction could provide valuable insights. His current prototype represented months of careful research and development. Compact yet potentially revolutionary, it could convert multiple energy types with unprecedented efficiency. If successful, it could change how space stations manage their power systems. But if was a big word in engineering. Outside his window, another cargo ship docked. Its massive engines momentarily illuminated his small living space, casting dramatic shadows across his workspace. Jai watched, his mind already analyzing the ship's energy signatures, comparing them with his current research. He knew he was close to something significant. The device might look like a jumble of circuits and unusual metal components to others, but to him, it represented hope. Hope of solving a critical infrastructure problem. Hope of proving his worth. Hope of avoiding eviction. The communication panel blinked again. Krill's message was clear: pay or leave. No more extensions, no more negotiations. Jay Park took a deep breath. Sometimes, survival meant taking unprecedented risks, and he was about to take the biggest risk of his life. The judicial chamber was a stark, circular room with smooth metallic walls that seemed to absorb sound. Jay sat at a simple table, his experimental device carefully placed in a protective case beside him. The multi-species tribunal consisted of 3 beings: a tall, crystalline creature that shifted colors, a compact robotic entity with multiple processing units, and a humanoid representative with pale blue skin. Krill entered first, carrying a data pad filled with precise documentation. Every unpaid rent notice, every communication, every warning was meticulously recorded. The alien's exoskeleton flickered with shades of angry red and calculating gray, a clear indication of intense frustration. Tenant J7492, also known as Ja Park, the robotic entity announced, its voice a perfect blend of mechanical precision and bureaucratic tone. You stand accused of continuous violation of station residential agreements, specifically 3 consecutive months of unpaid housing credits. Jay remained calm. He had prepared for this moment. The device beside him represented more than just a potential technological breakthrough. It was his lifeline. The crystalline being projected holographic records showing Jay's financial history. Red markers indicated missed payments. Yellow warnings highlighted potential consequences. It was a damning visual representation of his current situation. "Do you have anything to say?" the blue-skinned humanoid asked, studying Jod with curious eyes. Jay slowly opened the protective case. The device was smaller than most would expect, roughly the size of a standard data pad. Its surface was a mix of matte black and silver components, with intricate circuit patterns that seemed to pulse with subtle energy. "I'm not just here to discuss rent," Jay began. "I'm here to demonstrate a solution." Krill's exoskeleton shifted rapidly, a mix of confusion and skepticism. The tribunal members leaned forward, their collective attention now fully focused on Jay and his mysterious device. The robotic entity spoke first. "Explain." Jay connected the device to a standard power terminal in the chamber. For a moment, nothing happened. Then, slowly, the room's ambient lighting began to change. The power readings on nearby monitors started to shift, showing increased efficiency and unexpected energy optimization. "This is a multi-spectrum energy conversion system," Jay explained. "It can take existing power infrastructures and improve their efficiency by adapting to multiple energy signatures simultaneously." The crystalline being's colors began to shift from skeptical grays to intrigued blues and greens. The holographic displays updated in real time, showing dramatic improvements in power management. Krill stepped forward, demanding technical explanations. The tribunal members began asking rapid-fire questions about the device's capabilities, its potential applications, and its theoretical foundation. Jay knew this was more than just a defense against eviction. This was his moment to prove his worth, to show that innovation could come from unexpected places. The robotic entity began running complex simulation models, testing the device's claims. Each simulation showed promising results, sometimes improving energy efficiency by over 30%. "Interesting," the blue-skinned humanoid muttered. "Very interesting." Krill's exoskeleton was now a complex pattern of confusion, anger, and emerging respect. The original purpose of the hearing, a simple eviction proceeding, had transformed into something entirely different. Jay understood that he was no longer just defending his right to stay. He was presenting a potential solution to a significant infrastructure challenge that the station had been facing for years. The tribunal's discussion moved from accusatory tones to collaborative inquiry. Questions about patents, technical specifications, and potential station-wide implementations began to replace discussions of unpaid rent. Jay remained calm, knowing that sometimes the most unexpected solutions emerge from the most challenging situations. The hearing was far from over, but for the first time, Jay felt he had a real chance. The technical analysis took 3 standard station days. Jay watched as teams of engineers, scientists, and station administrators ran countless tests on his device. Each test revealed something new, something unexpected. Initial scans showed the device could do more than just improve energy efficiency. It could actually adapt to different power systems across multiple technological platforms. This wasn't just a simple energy converter. It was a revolutionary piece of technology. Dr. Elena Rodriguez, the lead station engineer, looked completely shocked. Her initial skepticism had transformed into genuine excitement. "This changes everything," she muttered, reviewing the 100th data simulation. Krill watched from a distance, the alien's exoskeleton shifting between shades of surprise and calculation. What had started as a simple eviction hearing was now becoming a potential technological breakthrough. The device worked by reading multiple energy signatures simultaneously. It could take waste energy from different systems, propulsion engines, communication networks, life support, and redistribute it with unprecedented efficiency. No energy was truly lost. Everything was captured and repurposed. Station administrators began running wider tests. They connected the device to different station sectors, residential zones, cargo processing areas, maintenance tunnels. Each connection revealed more surprising capabilities. In the cargo processing zone, the device reduced energy consumption by 37%. In maintenance tunnels, it helped stabilize power fluctuations that had been problematic for years. The communication networks saw improved signal strength with reduced power input. Jay remained calm, but internally he was excited. This was more than just a technical solution. This was proof of his engineering capabilities. The station's chief technological council began discussing potential applications. Could this technology be adapted for other space stations? Could it be scaled for planetary infrastructure? The possibilities seemed endless. Dr. Rodriguez called Jay aside during a break in testing. "Do you understand what you've created?" she asked, her eyes bright with professional excitement. Jay simply smiled. He knew this was more than just a device. This was a solution to multiple technological challenges that had existed for years. Jay knew this was more than just a defense against eviction. This was his moment to prove his worth, to show that innovation could come from unexpected places. The robotic entity began running complex simulation models, testing the device's claims. Each simulation showed promising results, sometimes improving energy efficiency by over 30%. "Interesting," the blue-skinned humanoid muttered. "Very interesting." Krill's exoskeleton was now a complex pattern of confusion, anger, and emerging respect. The original purpose of the hearing, a simple eviction proceeding, had transformed into something entirely different. Jay understood that he was no longer just defending his right to stay. He was presenting a potential solution to a significant infrastructure challenge that the station had been facing for years. The tribunal's discussion moved from accusatory tones to collaborative inquiry. Questions about patents, technical specifications, and potential station-wide implementations began to replace discussions of unpaid rent. Jay remained calm, knowing that sometimes the most unexpected solutions emerge from the most challenging situations. The hearing was far from over, but for the first time, Jay felt he had a real chance. The technical analysis took 3 standard station days. Jay watched as teams of engineers, scientists, and station administrators ran countless tests on his device. Each test revealed something new, something unexpected. Initial scans showed the device could do more than just improve energy efficiency. It could actually adapt to different power systems across multiple technological platforms. This wasn't just a simple energy converter. It was a revolutionary piece of technology. Dr. Elena Rodriguez, the lead station engineer, looked completely shocked. Her initial skepticism had transformed into genuine excitement. "This changes everything," she muttered, reviewing the 100th data simulation. Krill watched from a distance, the alien's exoskeleton shifting between shades of surprise and calculation. What had started as a simple eviction hearing was now becoming a potential technological breakthrough. The device worked by reading multiple energy signatures simultaneously. It could take waste energy from different systems, propulsion engines, communication networks, life support, and redistribute it with unprecedented efficiency. No energy was truly lost. Everything was captured and repurposed. Station administrators began running wider tests. They connected the device to different station sectors, residential zones, cargo processing areas, maintenance tunnels. Each connection revealed more surprising capabilities. In the cargo processing zone, The device reduced energy consumption by 37%. In maintenance tunnels, it helped stabilize power fluctuations that had been problematic for years. The communication networks saw improved signal strength with reduced power input. Jay remained calm, but internally he was excited. This was more than just a technical solution. This was proof of his engineering capabilities. The station's chief technological council began discussing potential applications. Could this technology be adapted for other space stations? Could it be scaled for planetary infrastructure? The possibilities seemed endless. Dr. Rodriguez called Jay aside during a break in testing. "Do you understand what you've created?" she asked, her eyes bright with professional excitement. Jay simply smiled. He knew this was more than just a device. This was a solution to multiple technological challenges that had existed for years. The testing continued. Each hour brought new discoveries. The device wasn't just efficient. It was adaptive. It could read and respond to different technological systems, almost like a living organism, adjusting its energy conversion in real time. Krill watched the proceedings with growing interest. The original purpose of evicting a tenant had completely transformed. Now, the conversation was about potential patents, technological licensing, and station-wide implementation. Station administrators began discussing financial models. If this technology could be developed further, it could save millions in energy costs. Not just for this station, but potentially for entire planetary systems. Jay understood he was standing at a critical moment. This wasn't just about saving his living space anymore. This was about proving that innovation could come from unexpected places. The technical team worked around the clock. They were no longer just testing a device. They were exploring a potential technological revolution. Dr. Rodriguez approached the station's leadership council with a comprehensive report. Her recommendation was clear: develop this technology, support its creator, and explore its full potential. Jay watched everything unfold with a mixture of professional calm and internal excitement. He knew that sometimes the most significant discoveries happened when people least expected them. The station buzzed with speculation. Rumors spread about the tenant who had transformed a potential eviction into a technological breakthrough. As the tests continued, one thing became increasingly clear: Jay Park was no ordinary tenant. He was an innovator, a problem solver, someone who could see technological possibilities where others saw only challenges. The device continued to perform beyond all expectations. Each test revealed new capabilities, new potential applications. What had started as a simple energy converter was proving to be something much more significant. The station's future, it seemed, had just been dramatically reshaped by an unexpected discovery. The negotiation room was a sterile white space with transparent panels showing the bustling station outside. Jay sat at the center of a large circular table, surrounded by station leadership, legal representatives, and technological experts. Krill sat directly opposite him, the alien's exoskeleton now displaying complex patterns of negotiation and calculation. What had begun as a simple eviction threat had transformed into a potential business opportunity. "We are prepared to offer you a comprehensive research contract," began the station's chief legal advisor, a tall humanoid with sharp, calculating eyes. "Your energy conversion technology represents a significant breakthrough." Jay remained calm. He knew his device was valuable, but he also understood the importance of careful negotiation. Years of working in complex station environments had taught him patience. The financial proposal was significant: a fully equipped research laboratory, ongoing funding, and a substantial percentage of any future technological licensing. But Jay wanted more than just financial compensation. "I want complete creative control," Jay stated simply. His fingers traced the edge of the data pad containing his original device specifications. The room fell silent. Such a direct request was unusual in station negotiations. Most researchers would be grateful for any opportunity. But Jay was different. He understood the true value of his innovation. Dr. Rodriguez, who had become his strongest supporter, nodded subtly. She understood Jay's potential better than anyone else in the room. The legal advisor pushed a holographic contract across the table. Complex. Your device could revolutionize energy management across multiple planetary systems, the station's technological director explained. We're talking about potential savings in the billions of credits. Jay understood this was more than a personal victory. This was about solving real technological challenges that had existed for years. The negotiation continued for hours. Each side presented arguments, explored potential scenarios, and carefully considered every possible outcome. It was a complex dance of technology, legal frameworks, and human innovation. Jay's original device sat in a protective case on the table, a silent witness to the transformation of his entire situation. From a potential evicted tenant to a potentially revolutionary researcher, his journey had been unexpected. The financial offer kept increasing. Research grants, equipment access, future profit-sharing agreements, all were carefully outlined in the evolving contract. We want a 5-year exclusive research agreement, the legal advisor proposed, with potential extensions based on technological developments. Jay's mind was already racing with potential improvements, additional applications for his energy conversion technology. He saw possibilities where others saw only current limitations. Krill remained silent, but the alien's exoskeleton continued to shift, displaying a complex mix of professional interest and calculated potential. The station's leadership knew they were witnessing something special. This wasn't just about a technological device. This was about potential systemic changes in how energy could be managed and converted. As negotiations progressed, the initial confrontational atmosphere transformed into a collaborative environment. Each side began to see the potential benefits of working together. We'll provide a full research team, the technological director offered. Complete access to our most advanced testing facilities. Jay considered the offer carefully. He understood that collaboration could accelerate his research, but he also knew the importance of maintaining his unique approach. The negotiation was about more than just a contract. It was about recognizing potential, valuing innovation, and creating opportunities from unexpected situations. As the station continued its endless journey through space, a new chapter was being written, one of technological innovation, unexpected discovery, and the power of human creativity. 6 months after the initial negotiation, the station looked different. Jay's energy conversion technology had been implemented across multiple sectors, transforming how power was managed and distributed. The research laboratory assigned to Jay was a marvel of technological design. Massive holographic displays covered walls, showing real-time energy flow patterns. Teams of engineers from different species worked together, exploring the potential of his original device. Krill, once the most vocal about eviction, had become Jay's strongest advocate. The alien's reputation within the station's administrative circles had also changed. What was once seen as a strict enforcement officer was now recognized as someone who could spot unique potential. Dr. Rodriguez continued to lead the research team, pushing the boundaries of the energy conversion technology. Initial projections showed they could reduce station-wide energy consumption by over 45%, a number that excited both financial managers and environmental specialists. The station's leadership held a formal ceremony recognizing Jay's contribution. Representatives from multiple planetary systems attended, understanding that this technology could revolutionize infrastructure management. Jay's original small apartment had been transformed into an advanced research hub. The cluttered space where he once struggled to pay rent was now a testament to human innovation and persistence. Economic reports began showing the significant impact of the new technology. Stations and planetary systems started requesting detailed information about the energy conversion system. What had begun as a potential eviction had become a galaxy-wide technological breakthrough. The multi-species tribunal that had originally called Jay for his unpaid rent now celebrated him as a key technological innovator. Their initial judgment had been completely transformed by his unexpected demonstration. Research teams discovered additional applications. The technology could be adapted for planetary infrastructure, space exploration vessels, and even large-scale industrial complexes. Each discovery opened new potential pathways. Jay remained humble. He understood that innovation was not about individual recognition, but about solving real-world challenges. His device represented more than just a technological solution. It represented a new way of thinking about energy management. Financial compensation was significant, but Jay was more interested in the potential for continued research. The laboratory became a hub of collaborative innovation, attracting brilliant minds from across different star systems. Krill occasionally visited the research center, the alien's exoskeleton now displaying colors of pride and professional satisfaction. The transformation from potential eviction to technological partnership was complete. Station administrators used Jay's story as an example of unexpected potential. They began implementing programs to support innovative researchers, understanding that breakthrough technologies could come from the most unexpected sources. The energy conversion device continued to evolve. Each test, each implementation revealed new possibilities. What had started as a simple prototype in a small apartment had become a technology that could potentially reshape entire infrastructural systems. Dr. Rodriguez published multiple research papers detailing the journey from initial discovery to widespread implementation. The scientific community recognized this as a landmark technological breakthrough. Jay's original motivation remained unchanged: solve real problems, create efficient solutions. The financial success and professional recognition were secondary to his core passion for innovation. The station itself became a showcase for the new energy management system. Visitors from different planetary systems came to study the implementation, to understand how a single innovative approach could create widespread change. Training programs were developed, teaching engineers the principles behind the energy conversion technology. Jay found himself not just a researcher, but also an unexpected educator, sharing his approach to problem solving. The multi-species collaboration that emerged from this single technological breakthrough became a model for future research initiatives. Different species worked together, sharing knowledge and pushing technological boundaries. As the station continued its journey through space, Jay looked out at the vast cosmic landscape. What had begun as a personal struggle had transformed into a galaxy-wide opportunity for innovation. The final resolution was clear. Sometimes, the most significant discoveries emerge from the most unexpected circumstances. A potential eviction had become a technological revolution. RetriCloud can make mistakes. Please double-check responses.